Hey folks, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today, we've got a special treat for you. We're going to go visit the Oktoberfest German overalls from Ex Novo out of Corrales, New Mexico. Stick around.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give your unprofessional, somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. Appreciate you checking out this video. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we getting into today?
German overalls. It is the Oktoberfest from Ex Novo Brewing.
All right.
So, I know we all love a good Oktoberfest. We've been through a lot of them.
How can you not like a good Oktoberfest?
We've had some good experiences with Ex Novo, so
yeah. Happy to get out.
You ready over there, attic boy?
Cheers.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
They described this one more as a Marzen style, Oktoberfest style beer, more than a fest beer on their website. Even though they don't say Marzen on the can, I read it somewhere. They say it has notes of bread crust, honey biscuit, and a hint of caramel.
Why not just honey crust instead of bread crust and honey biscuit?
Maybe a different bread, not all a biscuit. Not all bread is biscuit, but biscuit would be bread. Uses German noble hops, Hallertau, Mittelfrüh, and Pearl. And malts. Ooh, we got 4 malts. Cara Bohemian, Cara Munich, and Pilsner. Now, it is 5.8%, 25 IBUs. When y'all hear German overalls, what does that make you think of?
Lederhosen.
Yeah, and they actually have it kind of styled on the can. Yeah. These are traditional German overalls.
Yeah.
Overalls. Translated, literally meaning leather pants or trousers. Breeches for some. That is the traditional, worn Bavarian, especially into the Austrian. The common work German overalls for the laborers are blue. They cover more of the legs. You know, when you think lederhosen, they stop at the mid-thigh typically, above the knee. But the more common work laborer overalls are called Blaumans, and because they traditionally were blue, and that translates to blue man.
Okay.
I was just looking up German overalls and seeing if there was any other connotation that we didn't know.
Yep.
So that's cool.
Yeah. Put on your Blaumans.
So the question I guess I have is, other than Oktoberfest, which is what we now associate lederhosen with, and other than the blue ones for specific work activities, what did they wear these?
Yeah, they wear them for festivals.
Yeah,
I've got we have technically a fraternity brother who is from Munich, who came over here in the around 2017, 18. And so I follow him on Instagram. Well, he participates in festivals and he dresses up. So it's year round that he might get in this garb, and they do different types of styles of dance, and then they're at a beer garden, or they do like maypole activity, stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah. Well, all right.
Interesting.
Does anybody own Lederhosen? Any of us?
We've talked about this, and we keep saying we should. Like, whoever goes to, it's just like it's a purchase. It's like, I mean, yeah, I'd have it, and I'd wear it. Yeah, it wouldn't mind fooling. I'd wear it.
I think
we know you would.
Yeah.
Like, when would I wear it? I'd wear it.
Yeah, you figure out stuff. I think the biggest thing for me is like, in the little bit of research, and obviously this is an aside, but the little bit of research I've done on Lederhosen, it's like you want to get the authentic stuff. You don't want to get the cheap, like Amazon shipped from China stuff.
Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I look at the legit stuff, it's like, I don't know if I want to spend that much on
it is not
Lederhosen.
Like legit is like leather.
Yeah.
Almost like a suede.
That I'm going to wear once a year, maybe for a few years, and maybe I, won't be able to fit in after that point. So I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Yes, I would love to have it. And just,
if I were of German descent, that I was really into my heritage, and if I spoke German, I'd probably have several Lederhosen. The hats and the long socks.
Good luck. Good luck. Yeah.
All I got's my mug here, and a Das Boot. Maybe I should have used the boot on this. Golly, what was I thinking?
Come on, man.
Dang
it. All right. Jay, have you had this one before?
I have not that I recall.
Oh, and by the way, Novo Brewing. Again, we've had plenty of them for a playlist out of Corrales, New Mexico. Formed in 2014. It's a brew pub. Originally starting in Oregon, Portland, and then second one in Beaverton. Right? Was that second in Beaverton, Oregon?
I don't know.
I've
never been to the Oregon locations.
They moved.
They sold those off
to Corrales in 2019, and then eventually shut
the
down
Oregon
the
operations.
Oregon. So it is now a New Mexico brewery.
Yeah, with a really nice taproom restaurant downtown. Still with the big brewery and taproom out in Corrales.
All right. Let's go first. Jay, you want to jump in there? Andy? One of y'all?
Yeah, I can do it. It's interesting for an Oktoberfest, whether they classify it as a Marzen. It seems a little more hoppy than I think we were used to, which is not surprising given Ex Novo. A lot of the beers that they do are pretty hoppy. I do get a little bit of that malt and some of that bready big biscuit, but it seems to have more hop than malt to me. I think it's good overall. I love the can art. I think that's awesome for an Oktoberfest. It's hard for us, like we've talked about, to judge Oktoberfest given as much of the ones that we've done with the beer garden collections or the advent calendars where we get things from actual Germany or Belgium in that area. So I think I'm going to give it a 7. It's just something I definitely drink again if I run across it. But another good beer from Ex Novo, just typical, more Ex Novo than I would think of as Oktoberfest.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I do pick up a little more of that hop, a little floral, a little mildly bitter. But I think also, which allows for that, the malt is more the bread, biscuit, and less of caramel.
Yeah.
And so when you don't have as much of the sweet malt or the bready malt, I think that helps you to pick up. So yeah, I kind of get that too. They do a better job of trying to make it closer to they have to call it German style because you can't call it German because it's not brewed and shipped from Germany. But it's closer than a lot of the U.S. breweries. They get closer to traditional. I like it. I would drink this a lot, and I'd like to go to festivals and drink it a lot. It's an easy drinker for me. Like, maybe it's because I just got off work and I'm ready for a beer. I'm almost, I'm over halfway done with this. So I'm going to get a 7.5.
Yeah, I think, I mean, to your point, it's going down easy today.
Yeah.
I think this is a really fun beer. I definitely see what you're saying, Jay, from the hop standpoint. I definitely, get the bready on this one. I think this one, definitely, I think it's interesting you mentioned the Marzen. You saw that somewhere, because to me, this one definitely has more of that Marzen feel, because it just has a little bit more flavor. It's not quite as light as some of the fest beers or the other styles that we typically get.
Yeah. Some of the German Marzen, not the U.S. Marzen, because
Right.
the U.S. Marzen goes way too caramel malts.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this one is it hits kind of a, I don't want to be punny here, it hits kind of a sweet spot, with the flavor. But
Where's
I
your
love I love the can art. If they would have just done the blue and white checker here, though, instead of just the kind of the matte, black finish on it, man, this would be a different stratosphere.
You have to understand that's part of their persona. In a lot of their can art, like the Free the Hop series that they have, they're all done in the black, matte black with green, and then their most popular stout, which is their Imperial, is called Kill the Sun. It's all black like that. So
Yeah,
that's kind
I get
of
it.
their typical.
I'm the and I'm the only one that's gonna ever probably say anything about
Right.
that. But I think the can art is fantastic, based on the beer name. I mean, this may be even one I put up on a shelf somewhere, just because I like.
You got your lederhosen. Since you don't have some, might as well put them on the wall.
Exactly. The thumbnail may show differently as far as what we have and don't have, but anyway, I think this is a really fun beer. I really like it. This to me would be a fantastic keg beer. If we can get Ed to just throw one into UPS at
That's
the UPS store. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. I think what we have found at Ex Novo is just a brewery that creates some great beer, and that I had never heard of before we did the show. So, Jay, kudos to you to introducing it to us, and I really like this one. For me, this one's an 8, because I would love to get it, throw it in my fridge, and pull one out, every other day. So, but I'm going to need a lot of it, but or a keg from Ed. So, Ed, if you're watching, I'll shoot you my address.
Speaking of thumbnails, it's I'm interesting to see how we're going to look in lederhosen.
Yeah, well, Ben alluded to that a little bit.
Full body, yeah.
I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver here.
Yeah.
I haven't created that yet. So.
It's out of your control.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yes. So sometimes I can only do so much.
Show us where the beer touched you.
You might end up in a dirndl, Andy.
Why not? You put me on a dress for the one. What was the pie one?
Yeah.
The cobbler.
The peach cobbler.
I was in a dress for cobbler. Yeah, I'll go dirndl. Give me a dirndl.
That will be a 7.5 for the German overalls from Ex Novo. Definitely a great beer. If you've tried it, let us know what you think about it down in the description. We would love to hear your feedback there. You can also come join our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. Leave us some feedback there as well. We got a whole bunch of links down below that you can check out for hardware, software, glassware, other things that we show off, some merch. Christmas is right around the corner. Sometime it's always right around the corner from everything. So great stocking stuffers there on our store. So check that out. But hey, definitely appreciate you checking out this video. If you've made it this far, be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell if you've not done so already. We would definitely appreciate that. For Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Oh, there's Atticus. That's the first time I'm seeing him.
Oh, yeah.
He's been hiding.
Cheers, mates.
We need to get some lederhosen for him. Cheers, mates.
Where's
mates.
Waldo?